Oh, I caught it! Fuck yeah, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second episode of the Pigskin Mafia Podcast presents TJ's Talkbox. I'm your host. You already know who the fuck I am at this point. TJ Riddell. For those are new members, welcome. And with me tonight, we couldn't get K-Dub on. Hopefully we can get him back on sometime soon. But with me tonight is the producer. He runs a Twitch channel that's sweeping the nation right now. We already discussed the Twitch controversy last week. He is the man. He is the fucking guy that put this all together for the PMP. He is J-Mo. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, y'all? How's it going? See y'all.
Yeah.
How's it going? Everybody going good?
Yeah. So I know last week, y'all, for those that haven't watched, go check out episode 1 where we talked about the Twitch controversy and Baby Gronk, which we're going to touch up on Baby Gronk later on in this podcast. Or is it going to be before or after? I forget. I am so fucking stupid at this.
No, you're fine, dude. You're good. The plan was
I'm over here eating ramen noodles and shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
This is so. For those that don't know the concept of this portion or this segment of the fucking show, this is where we have a relaxed talk sesh and we give our opinions on a lot of shit. Brutally honest opinions too. You gotta have thick skin to come through here, you know. But but yeah, we talk about serious shit too, but in a relaxed manner. We're more calm, we're more collected, we're not worrying about what's on the schedule except for what we need to talk about.
Exactly.
But what's on the schedule for right now?
First off, I think you have something very special. You definitely said so in the last podcast. You got somebody to actually get you a clip of something that you actually talked about in the first TJ's Talkbox, which I think is pretty fitting. Consider the situation, you know, this is a great timeline, all things considered.
This is a fucking phenomenal timeline. And I hate to say I hate to say it that way because it's such in a negative manner, not towards the fucking subject itself. So, for those that don't know what's going on, there is a controversy going on about Baby Gronk. Not about Baby Gronk, but what's happening behind the scenes of Baby Gronk. How the father pretty much manipulates and controls behind the scenes. First of all, I want to give a shout out to somebody real quick. This fucking guy, he is the realest motherfucker I know that talks sports, you know. He doesn't just talk about football. He coached at Independence Community College. He played at Compton Community College. This guy won the 2017 Jayhawk Award back in his tenure with fucking Independence Community College. The NJCAA Jayhawk Coach of the Year. He's the author of Hate Me Now, Love Me Later, host of the Coach JB show with Big Smitty. Shout out to Coach JB for allowing us. This just happened last night before I went out to the Sugar Shack. For those that don't know, that's my favorite local bar for now. I asked him if we could use a clipping or two I actually DM'd him. I was kind of being a fucking needy Nancy or whatever, however you want to fucking say it. But I asked him in a respectful manner, if we could borrow a clipping. He said sure.
He
And
replied. He replied, which
hey, even though if he would have told me to fuck off, I would have been happy that he said something. He could have just
yeah,
left me on red and be an asshole. But JB's a real dude. He'll talk to you on DMs. I've seen it on his live streams where he says, "You motherfuckers in my DMs dick riding." That's JB talking. JB is a good fucking guy.
yeah.
And one thing I love about Coach JB more than anything, he cares about fucking kids. In this situation, this particular situation, he interviewed this guy one time before this situation just exploded last week. Coach JB interviewed Baby Gronk and his dad. Now, Baby Gronk didn't talk very much last time. From my understanding, I need to go back and watch the first interview. From what I saw in the articles and some interviews I saw before this, I was thinking to myself, man, this guy's a fucking douchebag that just wants the kid's money. He's just pawning the kid off, And to touch on what happened last week, where we talked about that, we all had an agreement that the colleges have some blame into this too. Because why are you allowing a 10-year-old child, a literal fucking child, to come on to your campus and fucking wear your fucking uniform and say that you got a fucking offer?
So
if anything, I'm sorry, JMO, I gotta say something first.
You're good. You're good.
If you're a fucking prestigious college, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Missouri, fucking Kentucky, I'll fucking throw in Kentucky. The University of Arizona, that fucking college was mentioned.
Yeah.
As a verbal offer. Now, in this interview, JB wasn't alone on this one. He had the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau. He didn't have Big Smitty on this one. Darnell Smith, for those that don't know. And he brought in Matt McChesney. For those that don't know, Matt McChesney, he runs an academy. He's actually a fucking coach as well. He was a NFL offensive lineman, used to play for Colorado, used to play for the Jets and the Broncos. Huge Nuggets fan. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, by the way. They just won the championship for NBA. I don't watch that shit, but they did. He has a prestigious fucking method. Matt McChesney. Shout out to that guy because he questioned the fuck out of that dad. Which we're about to show you that clip here in a little bit. Matt McChesney, man, I have a lot of respect for that guy for the simple fact that he is a real motherfucker. Well, I shouldn't call these guys motherfuckers because they're not motherfuckers. They're actually real guys, They're fucking cool people. I would love to meet JB. I would love to meet Matt McChesney. I would love to meet Jeff Nadeau. I'd love to meet all these guys that JB talks to. Steve Kim, Cowboys fan. Fucking love that guy. But yeah, so Matt McChesney, he runs a academy for kids that are trying to get trying to get a fucking scholarship basically and trying to build their fucking repertoire, so like I love his fucking film. Like you could go onto his Twitter, you could go onto his TikTok, Instagram. He even said it himself on the fucking live stream on the Coach JB show, which if you haven't seen it, it's in the link in the description below. Check it out. I recommend it because I learned a lot off of that one live stream from one person. So this dude, he runs a fucking academy. It's called 660 Academy. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's awesome. And if you have a kid that's if your kid that needs or wants to play college ball on the next level, that's the guy I would go to. That's the fucking guy I would go to train during the summer or to be in his program, you know. He's up in Colorado, but he's definitely the guy I would go to as far as being trained on. And he's a recruiter, man, and I fucking have a lot of respect for this guy. He, like he said on the live stream with Coach JB, he brought in 400, or he took in his 10 years of doing this, he got 400 kids into the fucking college D1 level. 400 kids in 10 years. That's 40 kids a year. Like, that's impressive. But and also he played for the Dolphins as well. But what we're about to show you, which I'm gonna give JMO his thoughts before we start the clip. Yeah, what I saw during that fucking clip, man, that boy got grilled like the dad did.
Yeah,
and then whenever the kid came on, which I didn't show JMO, but I'm sure he'll watch it too. After this live stream, the kid answered grown man questions. Okay, so the kid answered grown man questions, and he said it straight up. Like, I mean, JB, he's known to ask hard questions. Matt McChesney, he is no exception. He will fucking say how he feels. And you can tell by this clip.
Yeah.
You know. And I showed my buddy Brett. Shout out to Brett Pankos. He's a awesome dude. He's a part of a band called Growing Pain. So, Brett, if you're watching this, shout out to you, buddy. But yeah, I was showing him this, and he was like, "Yeah, fucking Matt is on point with this shit." And I was like, I know. You know, I have analyzed this fucking video 4 fucking times. Watched the entire fucking stream 4 fucking times in the span of 2 days. I have not gotten a lot of good sleep because I wanted to fucking get this right. And get, you know, and the thing is, we're not attacking the kid at all. I think the kid, I saw more highlights on this kid. He is pretty good.
It's quite the opposite, actually. It's not.
Yeah, it is absolutely the opposite. JMO, you could go ahead and take over, bud. I need to take this fucking ramen noodle down.
Oh my god! No, I was just gonna say, I actually have a little confession. So you sent me the video. I only watched the last portion of the video. So I saw the last portion of the grilling. So the rest of this is just going to be a raw reaction. And I'm eager to see how the dad responds, because this is, like I said, we covered this in the last podcast. This is like something, you know, like that needs to be addressed. And this not only is the future of this kid on the line, this is the future of all, you know, like youth football players, really. Yeah.
Not just youth football, youth athletes out there, because think about it this way, think about it this way, bro. Like, sorry.
I cut to you at the wrong moment. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. But think about it this way. You get a kid that's 10 years old. Yeah. You're building him up. Fuck. I'll even throw this out there. If he's fucking 12 years old on his last year playing Pee Wee football or youth football, and you're fucking building this kid up, you know, through social media and marketing. I mean, I understand if it's his last year of youth football, but this kid is like 10 years old.
Yeah.
He's he's got a lot of room to grow, and there's gonna be some shit that's not gonna happen for him. And they did ask him that. And I'm gonna be honest, JMO. The entire interview, I heard nothing but backtracking. I heard nothing but fucking excuses out of this dad. And this is just my honest opinion. I think me and Matt McChesney are on the same fucking page, but I'm just going to put it out this way. I think the dad is a conniving liar. I think he is a he's a kid pusher, which I'll tell you what it is, because I've seen a couple of kid pushers back in my day in youth football, and I'm pretty sure you have too, JMO.
Oh yeah.
So a kid pusher is someone that fucking gets after their fucking kids, right? And just fucking overworks their ass, you know, like my dad, he was a fucking youth football coach. He didn't do that shit.
Yeah.
He cared about every fucking player, as if if you go back to fucking Moody, Texas, bumfuck Moody, Texas, which I fucking love that town because of the people, and the history behind Moody, Texas. Okay, like, it's not just because of me that they fucking watch this fucking show. There's quite a few of my friends that live up in Central Texas and watch this shit. It's also because of my dad that they have a lot of respect for my dad, because he treated them like they were his kids, you know? And that's the beauty of having a fucking youth football coach right there. But this guy is a fucking completely different animal, okay? He is a kid pusher. He is one of those guys that says, "Oh, I'm a youth football coach. I trained 200 kids, but I only focus." He doesn't basically say that he focuses on his kid, but he does without saying it, you know? And, you know what, James, I'll take over this because my fucking dog just does not know etiquette.
I was just going to say, man, like, okay, so I think this is a good point, man. Like, so if y'all have ever seen one of my favorite football movies, right? Which I haven't been in the football game in a while. You can ask TJ Riddell, but one of my favorite movies to watch to this day is Friday Night Lights. And
hey, motherfucking amen.
And the story behind, who was it? Bill Billingsley, I think it was.
Bill Billingsley.
Bill Billingsley, number 26.
Kid pusher. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, his dad. And that was real. That was absolutely 100% real. His dad was on the line, and that's not kid pushing. That's abuse in my mind. That is abuse. That's what that is. Because first of all, you're living vicariously, as we discussed in the last podcast, right? You're living vicariously through your kid.
Yeah.
Right? That's wrong. That is wrong. 100%. You don't live vicariously through your children. You do what you need to do, and then you let them make decisions on their own. Right? Yeah. That's what kind of parent every kid wants. You know? Yeah. You do what you need to do with your life, and then you let them make the decisions on their own. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. You're hot. You're hot.
Well, I think that this guy, right? And he's all ego. This is what we call, you know, you got the id, you got the super ego. This dude is all id and ego, man. He's got no morals. How can you teach a child morals? How can you teach an up-and-coming football player the biggest lesson that football has to teach, in my opinion, which is morals?
Yep.
Like, having your moral center right is one of the best things that football can offer. When you leave, whenever you put the pads down, whenever you put the helmet down, like I did, I eventually, every football player has to go through that part at some point. You think about what you left behind. And if you didn't leave everything behind, then how much have you grown? You know?
Right.
And So this dad, right? He didn't leave everything behind, apparently. That's what he's showing. And I will go on record to say that. He is anybody who brags and goes like onto video and brags about, oh, I was the best, I was better than Boobie Miles. Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
That was the biggest lesson that I learned in football. Talk is cheap. You're either about it or you're not. And usually the people that are about it, I'll throw in one of my heroes, Kobe Bryant. All about it. Never talked. He was confident, but he let his game speak for him.
Yeah.
And if you don't let your game speak for you, then you're a relic of the past, man. I'm sorry. And anything that you say should be left in the past.
Yeah.
And you let your children do what they want to do. That's the thing is, obviously, there's a little bit of, like, limits to that, because you're not going to let your kid go out and... But you teach them morals, and then you let them make the decisions that they want to make. This kid might not even like football. He's looking like he does. But what if one day he wakes up, he says, I'm done with this stuff, Dad. Yeah. How's the dad going to react? Because by the looks of this clip, he's not going to react well.
Bro, I can tell you already, man. Like, they even discussed this. Like, JB knows fucking people from Louisville and everybody else. Yep. They were saying that the kid might be suited for fucking baseball.
Well, yeah.
And you know what's crazy? The fucking dad, or they asked the dad, why aren't you pushing baseball? And he goes, well, he actually likes basketball. I don't know why he likes basketball. I told him that he's not big enough to play basketball. Okay, first of all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You gotta fucking say that. What makes you fucking think he's baby fucking Gronk? The dad's fucking 5'8".
Yeah.
And you're gonna fucking say he's baby Gronk? And I saw a highlight, and he doesn't play the same position as Gronk. 7-on-7 is completely different. But in pads, I saw a clip of him playing both sides on defense and offense, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with the kid. I am.
Yeah.
He does have some shifty moves on. I take back a little bit of what I said about stiffness. He does have a little bit stiffness, but
any kid will.
He can ball, but
yeah,
any kid could at 10 years old. But
that's not the point. The point is that the dad is the big issue here, right? I don't see no blame to the kid. The kid's just trying to figure this out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the kid is just trying to figure this out. 100%.
Shit.
Like,
I'm 27 years old and I'm still trying to figure out my life. Like,
but me too. But that's the thing is, like, you can't. And the dad is taking advantage. In my mind, the dad is taking advantage of this kid. And pretty much, this kid, I could totally, absolutely see the scenario where one day he just straight up says, Dad, I don't want to play football anymore. And then there's a big argument. There's huge argument.
There's either going to be a big argument or it's going to end ugly.
Yeah, and that's something I don't want to see.
We've seen this story before, bro. Like, we've seen this type of story before where fucking... And he talks about this fucking actor or whatever. His dad used to pour hot tea on him to perform better or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, that has nothing to do with what you're talking about. You're talking about fucking... You're trying to market your kid out to be the greatest fucking thing since sliced fucking bread,
Yeah.
And it's funny that he mentioned Barry Sanders, how humble he is, but yet you coach him to talk shit.
Oh yeah, come on, man, come on.
I mean, no. I'm all about swagger. I'm all about friendly competition where you talk shit every once in a while. But you know what? There's limits to that.
Yeah, there's
fucking limits.
Yeah, there is. Especially at his age, man. Come on. Like, that's not what you should be teaching. What you should be teaching,
And then there's this fucking thing going around that Livy Dunn, I don't even know who the fuck this chick is anyway.
Yeah.
Saying that that's her his girlfriend or whatever. That is fucking weird.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have a girlfriend till I was in middle school. In my mind, it shouldn't have even like gone that early. Girlfriends and all that stuff, like romantic relationships, that's a high school
Yeah,
thing in my opinion. That's a whole
I
like
agree.
this whole situation, man. Let me tell you something. It weirds me out. And I'd say any sane person, any person with good moral standing, it would. Because you think
Yeah,
about it, man. The dad is living a straight up living vicariously through his child, for one. For
and it's
two, he's
fucking
having his kid
terrifying.
do adult things, which is like, okay, I get it. You know, like you want your kid to experience life, but he's not an adult yet. It is way too early for him to be doing that kind of stuff. Doing what he
Yeah,
wants as far as like youth is concerned, yeah, you know, like that means, you know, like, oh yeah, maybe he enjoys playing soccer. Maybe he enjoys playing basketball. Maybe he enjoys playing baseball. I know.
oh, and in his
Yeah.
case, it's lacrosse, it's baseball, it's basketball, football, something else. I can't remember what else was in there. It's fucking gonna kick my ass when I figure it out. But like my dad never fucking pushed me that fucking hard to play football. I wanted to play football
Well, that's
because
yeah.
I
It,
loved the fucking game of football. I loved
yeah.
the fucking blade of grass. Like, if anything, my dad wanted me to start out in baseball to see how I would like it. I fucking hated baseball. I played t-ball. Let's be honest. I played fucking t-ball one fucking season, and I was done after I got hit in the fucking hip by a fucking baseball.
Yeah.
During the, I got fucking pissed at the umpire. I fucking started screaming at that motherfucker too. Like,
Yeah.
he fucking hit me with the ball. You're out.
Well, I'll say this
But
too. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
but yeah, but my dad never, and we grew up in a time where YouTube was just starting up. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
we it was a baby about to grow up into a fucking giant at that point.
100%.
Um,
100%.
and
We grew up in the age of MySpace. Let me tell you something.
oh, before MySpace,
Yeah, yeah,
before
exactly.
MySpace was big,
I
you know,
remember, yeah. Yep.
and you know what's funny? Like, if you wanted to record your kid, go to a video store, or not video store, but you get a camcorder, you fucking
Yeah.
record the kid, you take it to the nearest Walmart, you get your clips, you get your roll,
You got to
and
do
you
it
get a
old
fucking
school.
you get a cassette. You get a cassette and you put it in.
Mhm.
And that's one way to do film.
Yeah.
Uh I've never experienced that. All I've gotten was pictures. That's all.
Yeah,
And
same here.
I
Same here.
remember, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My parents don't like to admit this, but I had a fucking ego as a kid. Like, I
Dude,
had a
we,
fucking,
we we all did at some point, man. We
yeah,
all did at some point.
and I had a fucking big ass banner of me making a fucking badass cut. And not only had the badass cut, this was when my muscle definition was starting up. Like, my fucking calf
Hi,
muscle was
Medusa, by the
flexed.
way. We
Yeah.
gotta chatter.
Shout out to Lady Medusa. What's up? What's up? Uh but yeah, it started my fucking calf definition. That's when I started realizing that I need to start working out so I can get all the so I can get all the bitches around here.
Oh
Really,
my god, dude.
really, like, I was a fucking I was a fucking player. And speaking of Coach JB, I fucking posted on Twitter that we're having the Talkbox episode and gave him a special shout out. He liked it. So
Nice. Maybe he'll
much
pop in here.
appreciated. Again,
Maybe he'll pop in here.
shit, I wish.
um
Uh but much appreciation and love to Coach JB for even allowing us to do this
Oh
because
yeah, thank you, Coach JB.
uh
Really, really.
because I don't think anybody else would have allowed a guy that has 52 subscribers or guys that have 52 subscribers to talk about a fucking youth football player and just
Well,
rag on the dad, you know. And
and yeah,
and I will say this before we get to the clip and before your last point before the clip. I'm not hating the fucking grind of what he's
No,
doing.
no.
It's not the grind, it's the way he's going about it
Yeah.
and what he's saying and flexing and all this other shit that he's doing. And fucking having his kid wearing fake tattoos, telling a ref that you know who the fuck I am, basically. He doesn't say you know who the fuck I am, but basically that's what happened. And
Yeah.
honestly, if Baby Gronk's dad wants to come on here and explain his side to me so that I can understand what his motive is, I'm down with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that
We'll
way,
talk to him.
I can get an understanding of what his motivation is here. Because for our perspective, because it's hard for me to look at somebody else's perspective when they're that fucking delusional and narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more than willing to willing to listen to a guy that has something to say. And he's had beef with Will Compton. He's had some beef with the bussing with the boys, which is a great platform, great channel. Taylor Lewan and Will Compton. I fucking love listening to those guys. Pat McAfee mentioned him too, you know. So, and another channel I listen to, not very often, Crane Crane Company, Crane and Company, Crane and Company. I don't fucking remember. Anyway, I'll fucking figure it out. But uh like when you got that much heat, and now that your kids being questioned by grown ass men asking grown ass questions, and he's able to answer like this, you put him in a spot now. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the dad realizes it. Mm-hmm. I really don't think he realizes it. I really don't think he understands what's going on now. Yeah. Because he put his kid in a fucking shitty situation. I'm not saying he's a bad dad. I'm just concerned. We're all concerned, you know, and if, you know, more power to him if he's a good dad. You know, I'm not saying he's a bad dad. I'm just fucking concerned for the kid because I don't want him overworked, you know? Yeah. And to get his fucking dreams shattered when you're not going to be able to play D1 football or D2 football. I have seen it happen, bro. I have seen it happen, especially around here, man. Like kids around here that I have played with, they don't go D1. It's hard for down here to get D1. Yes, we are talking about Baby Gronk still. It is very difficult to get a fucking D1 scholar. Fuck, it's hard to get a D2 scholarship around here. But it's fucking possible if you put in the fucking work.
Yeah.
Not fucking clickbait and clout. So, JMO, your last thoughts before we get to the clip, because I'm ready to fucking watch this shit.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say, like, okay, real talk. So when I was growing up, right, and when he brought this story up, it reminded me a lot of my dad. So my dad wanted me to, he was big into guitar, right? He was really, really big into guitar, right? And he always wanted me to play, you know, guitar. And I love playing guitar. It just wasn't, you know, my biggest and greatest, you know, passion. And he knew that. But you know what he did instead? He still respected I agree with Medusa's point there too.
I do too.
He respected the choice that I made to play football, and he came to every game and he supported me. He was part of the boosters, you know, and that's all you can ask for a dad. So after knowing what an amazing dad, and Dad, if you're watching this, you're amazing. I love you to death. After knowing what an amazing dad looks like, you know, it really puts it in perspective, man. Like, Yeah, and that's the other thing too. What Medusa just said: kids change their minds on things all the time. It's like I just called my dad. I'll tell you a little story. I was it's a little bit ridiculous, and Medusa knows what I'm talking about. This weekend I was actually in the bathroom. I was gonna color the top of my hair, right? I was gonna color the top of my hair blue. For getting out of the Navy, you know. It's always something I've wanted to do.
Out of the Navy, representing the PMP. Have the PMP logo on your hair. Fuck yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah, let's go.
Well, so my dad...
Hey, 20,000 likes and J-Mo would do it.
Oh, my God. Come on, man.
I wish. But we ain't got the subscribers for that. But
well, you never know. You never know, man. But here's the thing, man. Like, so he saw that. And initially, he was, like, just kind of in shock. He saw what I was doing, because I had a blue forehead, I had a blue scalp, everything was blue. And he was in shock. But you know what? He called me back, and he was like, you know what, kid? You do whatever you want to do. And I'm in full support, and I love you all the same. Yeah. And I was like, that's a good dad. And if he was sitting here saying that, instead of the bullshit, sorry for the French, but the bullshit that he's sitting here saying, man, like... If he just, there's one simple answer to anything that your kids want to do, and I will stand by this. He's going to do whatever he loves doing. He or she is going to do whatever they love doing, and I'm in full support of whatever they want to do. Even if it's like, my dad even said, before I joined the Navy, he's like, son, if you're a garbage man, you be the best damn garbage man there is out to be, and I'll support you all the same.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that's a good dad. If you have a passion for being a garbage man, hey, cool. Great. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But you know what?
And
being a good dad means you're going to support them all the same. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So with that, I have to say, Baby Gronk's dad, just support your kid, man. Don't force football on him, because it seems like that's what you're doing.
I do have to bring up a good point. About that too. He did mention something about being the best. Be the best that you could be, or be the best whatever you do, you know. Baby Gronk's dad did say that, so I don't know if he was just doing it for clout. I think he was, but it's a good point, you know. But
you can get obsessed with that mentality. But yeah, I think we should roll the clip, and then we'll do our...
it's about time, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll this clip.
I don't know if I have
for those that hear an echo, I apologize.
Kind of from a bird's eye.
I will mute my side because
this
I have seen the
situation.
Full fucking live stream 4 times. You know what, J-Mo? Go ahead and mute me.
No. That's fine. I have another way to do it. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna find. Yep. All right. Cool. So here's what we are going to do. I don't think you should hear it through. Go ahead and talk for me.
For those that hear an echo, I apologize.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I don't know if I have questions necessarily. I mean, I've been...
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Boom. No. That's fine. I have another way. Just like that.
Yeah. Good?
All right. I believe so. Let me figure it out real quick. Alrighty. And... Let's see. Monitor only. I don't think you should hear it through... Okay. You can hear me in the background, too. That's so funny. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's do it.
You know, observing this entire situation. Look, I work with 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids. I got a big one that's 13 and a 10-year-old that was in there yesterday throwing routes. So I don't have a problem with a kid working at all. I mean, in fact, I encourage it. I would much rather have kids out working and in the sun and playing football and having a good attitude and, you know, being a little cocky. And I don't have a problem with any of that. I don't necessarily have a problem with the promotion part. I'm a social media whore. I make sure that all my guys get promoted when they're ready. Like when they can actually lift a shovel and when they can actually do the work and when they can actually be recruited. I'm all about that. My issue with this, and I don't even know if it's an issue because it doesn't really have any bearing on my life. I guess I don't really give a shit, but I guess where I see a potential pitfall here is walking around talking like you're offered at 10 years old and putting the cart before the horse and the clout before the work and the prize before the process. And I can't sit back and say that that's the right way to do things, regardless of Jamal Murray's father and hot tea and, you know, whatever. Like I've been in a business here where I don't just represent kids. I am actively training them and working them to the bone on a daily basis. And I mean, Coach, you know everything we do at the place. And we've actually, you know, yesterday, 2 days ago, Brett Coolj, who's 14 years old, who started my program in 7th grade, got his 13th offer from Texas, and he's going to Alabama tomorrow. Now, that's a 14-year-old kid that started at 12 years old that worked his way to a position, and when he obtained it, then he started using social media to help himself. And he's not making any money. He's not making $100,000 NIL. So I'm also saying that's bullshit. Like I've got guys committed to Tennessee and Kansas State and Colorado and you know, the left tackle at Texas A&M, Trey Zune, isn't even making $100,000, and he plays at fucking Texas A&M. You know, it's just Drake Nugent isn't even making $100,000, and he's the starting center at Michigan. Like I'm $100,000 NIL. So I'm also saying that. Like I've got.
All right, I gotta pause. So yeah, he's basically telling him, I respect the grind. I respect what you're doing, but the way you're going about it, pretty much the same way we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's made every point that we have made. Like, doing everything for clout, that's not what you should be doing it for.
Exactly.
And, yeah, he makes some great points here. Dude, he makes some amazing points. You should not be, especially putting your kid up to gain clout. That's not how you do it. You lived your life. You lived your football days. You did what you had, or you felt like you had to do. Do not force anything on your child.
Exactly.
Straight up. You do not force anything on your child. You let them do what they are passionate about. If your child is passionate about ballerina, let him do fucking ballerina. Let her do fucking ballerina. Like, it's great. It's awesome. You know how much athletic prowess, how many big-time athletes have gone to the Olympics because of that?
Smith's done it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Emmitt Smith was one of the greatest fucking football players I consider in my book of all time. And one of the things that he liked to do in his cross training, ballerina.
Now, for those that don't know who these fine gentlemen, 3 out of the 4 fine gentlemen are, near me on the top right hand side, left hand side, whichever way you look at it, that's Coach JB. He
on
is
the top left hand side with the A on his hat. Yep.
Yeah. So that's Coach JB. He is one of the realest guys I have ever listened to.
Amen.
I watch his show constantly. I try to get involved in his tweets, and whether he disagrees or agrees, I respect him. I respect him a whole lot. And then off to his left-hand side, that is Jeff Nadu, who is also the big man on campus. Right below JB, there is Matt McChesney. That guy, he was in the NFL for 7 years. He played at Colorado, played for the Broncos, Jets, and the Dolphins. And right there, below Jeff Nadu, in the dark blue shirt, the hat,
man in question,
the dude with the stupid ass looking face. That is Baby Gronk's papa.
Why does he look like he's? Why does he hold up? Why does he look like he's like dipping his hand in like Cheetos?
Why does he look like he's getting ready to take his shit?
Man, his face looks like he just dipped his head in a like bag full of Cheetos. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's a ridiculous.
You know what's cool about this? You want to know what's cool about this fucking interview though?
What's that?
Matt never takes off the glasses.
Oh, that's great, man. I mean,
he is
like
that motherfucker is fucking
cool as
that
fuck,
dude's
dude.
awesome.
Cool as fuck. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Nadeau, I like it. I like his takes a lot. He used to be part of Barstool. But yeah, so basically there JB was just the mediator. He was just there to watch. Whereas Jeff Nadeau, he was just there to be like the guy that was like, I appreciate what you do, this is that, but he also questioned him a little bit. Matt, he was the good
Matt's
cop.
Being the bad cop.
Matt was the bad cop. Matt was the bad cop.
I love it. He's making some great points. You know?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll it if you want, bro.
All right, yeah. Just so you're following along, we're at 239 too. If you want to follow along on your own video.
Yeah, you're good. Fucking you're I've watched this thing like 4 fucking times, so I know what he said.
All right. I feel like I'm gonna have a really good reaction to this, so we'll see. All right. I'm gonna roll it.
I'm sorry, but a lot of this just sounds like hype to me, and I'm about work. I'm not about hype, dog. And like, you can dress your kid up like a professional athlete all you want, and you can put him in a college uniform. I think we should strive for that. I'm not putting my 15-year-old in a college uniform. He's got to earn a C in Kansas State and Colorado, and you know the left tackle at Texas A&M, Trey Zune, isn't even making $100,000, and he plays at fucking Texas A&M. You know, it's just Drake Newton isn't even making $100,000, and he's the starting center at Michigan. Like, I'm sorry, but a lot of this just sounds like hype to me, and I'm about work. I'm not about hype, dog. And like, you can dress your kid up like a professional athlete all you want, and you can put him in a college uniform. I think we should strive for that. I'm not putting my 15-year-old in a college uniform. He's got to earn that shit.
But I'm gonna stop it right there. All right. So here's my thing, right? He's absolutely 1000% right about the college. You could dress your kid up. It ain't motherfucking Halloween though. Let me tell you what. First of all, like, I just want to put that out there. But you can do whatever you want with your kid. You could dress him up any way you want. You could dress him up like a college athlete. But ultimately, one of the biggest things that he had to teach me. Okay, I'll give an example. When I was playing for Lone Oak High School, my coach came up to me and said, "You're not fucking making the cut. You're not doing what you need to do. You're small.
Yeah.
You're not putting out a practice." And I'd had a rough couple days. I admitted that to him. He's like, I don't care. If you don't step it up, you're gone. Because the only reason I put you on this team is because the only reason I've kept you on this team is because of your will. You don't stop, you know? And now you're starting to stop. This kid, every spot on a team is earned. It's not given, it's fucking earned. And that's on the gridiron. And I put that shit, like, on the set, dude. Like, you have to earn every motherfucking second on that field. I promise you. You have to earn every second on the field. And the minute you think you don't, stop playing football. Because you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
You're
gassed.
You're done. You're done. And, you know, like, the work that people put in, especially at the college level, especially at the NFL, it's unrelenting. You don't stop. Football is your life. And if he wants to play dress up with this kid, that's well and all good. But it's like I'll give you a good example. Stolen Valor.
Yes, it is.
It's like, dude.
You just came up with something creative right there.
Okay, Stolen Valor. You can dress the part all you want. And it's different with kids, right? It's different if you have your kid dress it up in a Navy uniform. I get that. But this dude is trying to have his kid play the part. That's not right. That's not right. In the military, if you were doing the same thing as an adult, since this kid wants to be treated as an adult, or sorry, not this kid, the dad wants to treat his kid as an adult, right?
Yeah.
With the only limitation being as long as he's playing the game of football,
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that, man. Like,
no.
if somebody was doing that in the military, it would be wrong. It would be stolen valor.
Yeah.
That's not what you
stolen
want to
valor,
do.
that's a
we earned the right to wear our camos.
Yeah.
We earned the right to wear our dress blues. We earned the right to do that. In our line of work. Every day was earned. And we went through boot camp, we went through the whole 9 yards, we went through all the bullshit, but that was earned. It's the same concept here. Don't dress your kid up and call him, the next big Texas football player when he's 10 years old.
Yeah. You bring up a good point with stolen valor. Like, the motherfuckers are in the transfer portal, the kids are trying to get recruited heavily, especially these kids down here that I talk to on a regular, they bust their fucking ass to get where they need to be. They go on camps, they go to visits, but you don't see them wearing uniforms, you don't see them doing all that shit.
That would be
weird.
If
they do, and it's crazy, and if they do, good for them. That's fine. But that's just a fucking visit.
And I'm not saying wear the jersey. I'm not saying I'm not saying don't wear the jersey. I'm not saying don't, if you're a fan of the military, don't. I'm not saying don't dress your kids up, in like pilot suits or anything. That's different. That's a different context. What I'm talking about is visiting Texas and calling your visit official and calling your kid the number 1 recruit in a middle school class.
Not even.
That's bullshit. Elementary school. That's even worse.
He's actually going into the 5th grade.
That's even worse.
Yeah. So, before we get back to the clip, though, he did mention that he was being pressured during this fucking interview.
No, I would have pressured him too, but yeah.
Huh?
I would have pressured him too.
Oh yeah. But he was questioned. He did get a verbal offer. Like, he was trying to deny it at first, and then the big man on campus was like, "Well, you did say he did get a verbal offer. So from where?" And Matt McChesney was like, "Yeah, from where?" And he goes, "Arizona." He goes, "You got an offer from Arizona, the University of Arizona." He goes, "Yeah."
God.
They gave him a verbal offer. Who was the coach? Oh, I don't know. I got the screenshots.
Okay.
That told me right there.
Yeah.
That told me right there that is fucking bullshit.
Okay, first of all,
he said it was the tight end. It was the tight end coach.
Mm-hmm.
So he just threw out a fucking position because the name Baby Gronk, because Gronk did go to fucking Arizona as a tight end.
Yeah.
And he said the tight end coach. He didn't fucking say the fucking name. And Matt McChesney was like, "That's bullshit. I know that fucking guy. His name is Jordan Pow, Coach Pow."
Yeah.
He is the assistant coach, tight ends coach, and special teams coordinator for Arizona, for the Wildcats of Arizona, which we'll go over that. We'll go over the Pac-12 here before too long. That's gonna be exciting.
Hopefully.
But in that regard, that alone told me he was so full of shit about his kids' visits, his kids' fucking offers, that everything about that is a fucking charade, smoke and mirrors. It's all fucking bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. Riddell, that leads me into a good point. All right. So we both worked aviation. We know this. If you don't know, we both work aviation. I was an aviation machinist, mate. Riddell was a parachute. What do they call it? They call it air crew survival equipment.
Permanent resident, penis rubber.
Air crew survival equipment man, right? Otherwise known as PR. In aviation in general, what is the worst thing that you can do?
Oh God, it's been so long, dude.
Lie.
Oh yeah, duh. That's the fucking obvious one.
Because you're still subject to the NTSB. You're still subject to the laws under the UCMJ. You're still subject to every single, like, putative law that there is. And so, how many liars have we seen come and go, you think? How many liars about drugs, about their work, about everything? So we know what a liar looks like.
Dude,
we know. Me and that guy that you see on my left, we know what liars look like.
Yeah,
I think we're the experts at it, don't you think? Or other than our chiefs and
we know who the bullshitters are for sure. Like we know a guy from fucking Detroit, Michigan. Dude looked like a fucking sad puppy. Not gonna lie. He lied about owning a fucking car, owning his fucking grandparents' strip club or whatever. I was like, dude, you're so full of shit. I walked away from his conversation.
We've seen it. We've seen pathological liars. And it in a field where you don't expect there to be any. Because aviation is serious shit. You lie, you kill somebody. You know?
Yeah.
So
especially with my job, JMO, in the Navy.
Especially with your job. Yeah, because you're the last line.
You could not lie. So
you are the last line.
Let me tell you how important our job was.
Yeah.
If we missed a tacking on a simple fucking survival vest, if we missed a fucking tacking and didn't do the tacking properly, and our fucking CDI, which is a collateral duty inspector for anybody that's not familiar, they would look over it, and if they didn't catch it, guess who's in trouble? The CDI. Because
his job is to inspect.
That's his job to catch the fuck up. And I could tell you, we had a guy, and this is gonna go off record. This is gonna go off topic here. We had a guy who was a fucking E4. He just had his birthday, and I'm not gonna lie to you, JMO. I've seen him do this shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was on drugs, dude. Like he was. On
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, and he didn't.
I'm not
gonna
care. I'm not gonna say.
No
his
names.
Name out of respect.
No names. Yeah, but I know who you're talking about. And I've seen that. In my line of work, that's really bad because guess what I deal with? Riddell, you want to tell him what I deal with in my line of work?
Fucking the whole airframe of the aircraft.
The fucking engines. The fucking fuel.
The engines. Yeah.
The fucking transmission on helicopters. So in my line of work, if you're like this guy right here, if you're a pathological liar, which I could see through his lies, he did not get a fucking offer from University of Arizona for his child, for his fucking 10-year-old. This dude was in the Navy right here. Let me tell you what would happen. UCMJ right there. UCMJ, written all over his face, bro.
Or to the brig.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Or he'd go to the brig. I guarantee you he'd go to the fucking brig.
Yeah.
And he would not survive. He would not survive in the brig.
And here's my thing, man. Like, how are you gonna teach this kid good morals if you yourself are a pathological liar? How are you going to teach your kid good morals if you yourself are teaching him to lie?
I think he's more of a fucking narcissist and a delusional fucking loser more than anything.
Yeah. Like I said, this isn't the kid's fault. This is all on the dad.
Yeah, it's the dad and the kid to me, like when I saw his interview with fucking JB, Matt, and fucking Jeff, they were asking him serious questions and he handled them fairly easy. But I honestly felt like he was scripted on some shit.
He probably was. He's probably had training. That's another good point. I agree with that.
Like not just head trained, but scripted. Like he was scripted before the fucking interview because he knows about JB. He knows about Matt. He knows about Jeff. They're gonna ask real questions like you and me. We would ask real questions. He don't know who the fuck we are. He'll do research on us. He's not a fucking idiot. I'm not saying he's a fucking dumb fuck. I'm saying he's a fucking really narcissistic, delusional motherfucker, you know?
So,
and a very, very much a pathological liar that, you know, there's comments defending this guy too. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Y'all fucking fell into his trap. He is a fucking Venus flytrap, and y'all are the flies. So but like JMO said, we are fucking experts at detecting bullshit. You know,
we've seen it. We've seen it.
JB and Matt are too. You know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna compare our bullshit meter, like how much we can detect bullshit compared to those guys, because they got years over us too. You know.
Let me tell you, from what I could see,
and they've dealt with fucking shit eating grand fucking shitbirds from fucking college football, you know, and the NFL for Matt's case, you know.
Yeah.
And Matt played with Brandon Marshall, which he brought up Brandon Marshall. Like the entire interview that Matt was on, he was fucking getting louder and louder and louder.
Yeah.
Because Matt was being, and like he says at the end of his time with the fucking interview, hey, I love a competitive dispute or a competitive disagreement, you know. And the dude could care less what others think. And honestly, I'm a fan of not giving a fuck about what others think. But dude, if you want people to, if you want somebody to fucking care what you think, you need to think about what your kid thinks about you.
Yeah, yeah.
Most importantly,
that's an amazing point. That is
because at the end of the day, there's gonna come a time where that fucking kid says, "I hate you."
No, he's worried about the wrong opinion here. He's worried about the public's opinion, what they're gonna think of him. It's like, well,
it's the fucking kid. Like, and where's the mom in all this?
What does your son think about you? Yeah, well, it's like, you know, what is your son? What is your son's impression of you right now? You know, like,
and you know it's crazy. Like, let's go ahead and roll the clip because there's some more to this. And Matt gets on his ass, dude. Like, I commend Matt McChesney.
Oh yeah, me too. Matt McChesney, you did a great job.
He did a fucking phenomenal job on this, and I would have done the same thing. He probably did it. He probably did a lot better than I would do it. I probably would have been fucking get the fuck off my podcast. Get the fuck off! Like, just fucking violently. You're a piece of shit. Get out. No,
oh my god!
I wouldn't be like that. I would listen to what he would say. But,
I'd be questioning him though. I'd have a lot of questions. Let me tell you.
There's no doubt in my mind. Like, my favorite thing to do is to have a friendly disagreement, especially when it comes to football.
Yeah.
And A&M fans, they love to come up to me because they think they can handle the smoke. all I gotta do is tell them how it is.
Oh yeah.
And Oklahoma fans too. Tell them how it is. You know.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about recent memory. I give a fuck about series history. You know. And also in recent memory, 49-0 and 27-25 back in 2011, Texas A&M. So shout out to you, fucking sissy girls. All right, let's roll the clip real quick before we fucking forget.
All right.
But you know what it is, though? This is the thing, man. You got to think about this. I hear what you're saying. So you kind of think it's a show. It's just an act. The kid's not really like that. So look at this. He's put in a whole bunch of work. Just like you train your kids, I've trained mine. You know, and he's put in work and time. Think about this. All the parents watching him, every parent tells their son to stop him. Everywhere we go, there's always highlights of him against other kids, and there's highlights of him.
They're 10. They're 10 though. My 10-year-old can barely wipe his own ass. Like, You're asking other 10-year-old kids to stop maybe a little bit more advanced 10-year-old. I mean, they're 10. What happens in 3 years from now when they don't like football anymore and they're just like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore?
Exactly. He can do YouTube. He can do personal training like you do. He can do a lot of things, man. Like he can train kids right now at this time. He likes personal training.
Your 10-year-old can train kids. Is that what you just said?
And he knows all the drills. Yes, he can. That's
all right, I gotta stop it right there. This is, oh my god, I see what you were saying about, yes, he can do YouTube, he can do training. You don't know that, bro? You don't know that? Oh my god,
bro. The motherfucker backtracks in this whole entire interview with Matt. And he backtracks with Matt and JB. JB doesn't fucking, I think, honestly, when I was first watching it, JB was kind of turned up a bit. So let me blame him.
Let me tell you something that cracked me the fuck up. When Matt said, my 10-year-old can barely wipe his own ass. I was like, yeah, like, why are you putting this much pressure on a kid, right? On a kid.
And you know what the fucked up part is? It's kind of funny to me because fucking Matt's kids are sitting there watching him fucking talk.
Good, because they probably think, how fucking ridiculous. Because I would think that I want my kids to see that. Like, I want my kids to see how ridiculous are you acting right now. Like, I would be like, all right, if my kids were watching, I would be like, all right, come on, grab some popcorn. This is what a horrible fucking dad looks like. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out like that. You do not value what your kids think of you. You're setting your kid up for failure by trying to set him up for your successes. You can quote me on that. You're trying to you're setting your kid up for failure by trying to set him up for your successes, not his, and not anybody else's. Yours. You're living. Yeah. You are doing the definition of living vicariously through your children. That is not right. And I know every parent is guilty of that at some point, but not to this degree.
No,
this degree is outrageous. And you know, my dad used to have a saying, you make your own bed, you sleep in it. You know? And this dude has nobody to blame but himself.
But you know what's going to end up happening? When this fucking kid realizes what's going on, when he has consciousness, when this kid fucking figures out that this dad is just doing this all for fucking clout, that kid's gonna turn on him, and rightfully so.
Oh yeah,
rightfully so.
He's gonna look back at some point, and he's gonna be like, "Why did you do all this?" You know,
he's gonna question him, and he's gonna be like, "What? You don't want to be a fucking superstar? You don't want to make? You want to be a millionaire? No, I wanted you to fucking love me, you know?
I just want to, you know what? Some kids hate the spotlight. I hate the spotlight, you know?
I'll be honest with you. When Baby Gronk got on camera, he did not want, it looked like he did not want to be on there. But JB, Matt, and Jeff made it feel comfortable, and he was able to talk. You know, he was probably scripted to, like, in his head and scripted before the fucking show started or before they went on the show. But man, that kid does not look like he does not want the fucking spotlight on him. And you know the best type of athlete is a quiet athlete.
Amen.
Jerry Rice, very quiet, fucking calm, cool, collected.
You let your game talk for
greatest wide receiver in NFL history.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, I only caught the ass end of that career. Michael Jordan, best.
1,000%. And you know I'm a basketball buff. 1,000%.
You know, and if you want to deny that, how come LeBron doesn't have an undefeated record in the finals?
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about the phrase that I said earlier Or let me tell you about the quote that I took earlier. He coined that phrase. Talk is cheap. You let your game talk for you. Michael Jordan was all about that. That's why he has the championships. That's why he has 6. That's why his hands covered in 6 rings.
Yeah, and not
6
LeBron.
Rings.
You know,
6 rings.
You
know. You let your and I'll do you one. I'll bring this back to the flu game. You know, he could have given up. Any one of these players would have given up. He didn't. You know, but I'm getting a little off topic. This dad right here. You know, another point that I'll make is if you are not a liar, you have nothing to defend. So this dad, if this were me, right, and I knew that I had trained, that my kid truly wanted to do this, I would be like, hey, you know, I would let JB, I would let Matt talk, you know, and I'd be like, hey, you
I
guys
wouldn't try to fucking interrupt them. I wouldn't be like, well, you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? Like, fucking idiot. I mean,
if you feel under attack,
that's the only that's the only thing I will say that he was being an idiot on, trying to interrupt it. He was backtracking like an idiot. So, you know what? I take back what I said about him being fucking smart. He's a fucking dumb fuck.
Yeah. And, you know, like I said, man, the fact that he feels like he has to defend his honor or whatever the hell, like you can visibly see that his balls are shriveling, you know, like in a constant state of shriveling as Matt is like putting him on a poster here. Like, that's the thing, man. Think about if he reacted like one of us would. Like, just let Matt say whatever he wants to say and then be like, hey, you know, I appreciate your points. Those are good points. Listen, all I got to say, and this is all you have to say, is my kid wants to do this. You know, my kid wants to do this. And, you know, in the first place, let me say this, too. In the first place, I would have gone on record and been like, oh, official visits. I would have been like, hey, kid wanted to see the college.
He wanted a picture
it's not
with
an official
Nick Saban.
visit. Yeah.
He wanted a picture with Kirby
that's any
Smart.
kid's dream, you know? If I know people, it's like that's any kid's dream, you know?
Bro, like, you know how much I wanted to fucking go into the Texas locker room and dress up as a University of Texas Longhorn?
And that's different. That's a dream. But you know, like,
Yeah, and this guy, he's pushing that dream away from that kid. The kid may not realize it now. Like, give it 4 years, and we might say what happened to fucking Baby Gronk.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it will happen that way. I'm just saying hypothetically, you know. Baby Gronk, to me, deserves a lot more love than fucking, you need to do this, you need to do that, fucking need a scheduled course on fucking eating salmon and fucking brown rice and fucking, and the fact that he had the audacity to say that he was coaching fucking other 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
The audacity that he said that he coaches kids. No.
No.
Yeah, there's a difference between coaching and being a leader. I would have understood if he said he's being a leader and showing these kids how to do drills. Okay, I respect that. But saying that he was coaching these kids? No.
Yeah, no.
Fuck
and
no.
And that does a disservice to the coaches that are coaching your kid. Because this kid is on a team.
Also, that does a disservice to you.
Yeah.
Because you're the fucking coach. You're the one that's fucking coaching. You're the one that's fucking being his personal trainer. You know? And what's crazy? My dad got me to work out. Mm-hmm. He didn't fucking record me doing fucking bench press. He didn't record me doing fucking leg curls. He didn't record me doing squats or none of that shit. You know why? Because we didn't fucking need to.
Yeah.
I knew in my heart, like, others could say otherwise. I knew in my heart that I was better than everybody. You know, that's the mindset that I put. You know,
yeah.
I do that anywhere else. That's what, you know, like, I may not be the greatest podcaster in most people's eyes, but in my head, my heart, I'm the best.
Yeah.
You know, I could be
that's
that
different.
way.
That's confidence. That's different.
Yeah, it's
that's
confidence. But instilling confidence and having confidence is a whole different thing.
Well, and this dad is doing neither. This dad is doing
and
neither.
He's doing neither.
He's setting this kid up for, like I said in the past, he's setting this kid up for failure by trying to set him up for his own successes. And I will go on record saying that as many times as I need till this dude stops. Yeah. This dude is doing nothing but living vicariously, and Matt is calling him out, and he's doing a great job of it. Like, why would you put...
I wouldn't be...
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the mom ended up just divorcing the dad.
Oh, ouch.
Claiming Baby Gronk. That's how far I'm going with this. I would not be surprised.
Damn, that's... Oh, my God.
Because, you know, in the state of Texas...
Yeah.
In the state of Texas, women get majority of everything.
Yeah.
That includes kids.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate thing. But in this case, it may happen. That way.
Let's roll the clip.
Yeah, roll the clip, man, because I'm getting heated.
Me too. Me too. Trust me. All right.
Pretty good.
No, he can't. No, he can't. A 10-year-old can't coach kids.
A 10-year-old can coach a kid in footwork. I promise you.
He might be able to show somebody how to run a ladder, but he can't coach kids, bro. From a liability standpoint alone, if you own a business, like I do, he can't coach kids. What are you talking about?
I'm saying about the knowledge, dude. The knowledge. So what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying.
So what do you teach him then from a knowledge standpoint, other than, because when I see fake tattoos and telling refs who he is at 10 years old, I'm sorry, but that's been taught to him. He didn't walk up and go, I'm Baby Gronk. I got tattoos. This is who I am. Somebody taught him how to do that.
And you know what? You know what, though? I did that on purpose for people like you. So listen.
People like me, what's that supposed to mean exactly?
So look, y'all, that was set up.
No, time out. What do you mean people like me? Who are like me?
Just people that see it in one view. So what I'm saying is this. I put the tattoos on him to go viral. That referee, I told him to do the skit. My son's a humble kid, straight A student, hard worker. I mean, everything's covered in real life.
Why not just let that happen normally?
That's good.
I set it all up for y'all. I mean, damn, that's what I'm trying to say.
What happens in 3 years from now when they don't like football anymore and they're just like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore?
Exactly. He can do YouTube. He can do personal training like you do. He can do a lot of things, man. Like he can train kids right now at this time. He likes personal training.
Your 10-year-old can train kids? Is that what you just said?
And he knows all the drills. Yes, he can. That's pretty good.
No, he can't. No, he can't. A 10-year-old can't coach kids.
A 10-year-old can coach a kid in footwork. I promise you.
He might be able to show somebody how to run a ladder, but he can't coach kids, bro. From a liability standpoint alone, if you own a business, like I do, he can't coach kids. What are you talking about?
I'm saying about the knowledge, dude. The knowledge. So what I'm saying is future. That's what I'm saying.
So the
clip
do you
doubled,
teach him then from
but
an
I actually like that. I actually like that because I want to stress again
telling refs who he is.
What he said
at 10 years old. I'm sorry, but that's been taught to him. He didn't walk up and go, I'm Baby Gronk. I got tattoos. This is who I am. Somebody taught him how to do that.
And you know what? You know what though? I did that on purpose for people like you. So listen.
People like me, what's that supposed to mean exactly?
So look, y'all,
you're fine.
That was set up.
I doubled it, and that's for that. That's for a reason. All right, I wanted you guys to see the backtrack. Okay, I wanted you guys to see the absolute backtrack.
That fucking
as soon as he gets called out. Okay, like what? And then he gets called out by Matt about knowledge. Like, what knowledge can your kid provide? And then he says the absolute right thing here. He says, I see the fake tattoos. Fake tattoos on a kid? Bro, like, there's a certain perception that you're trying to achieve here. And none of those are kid-friendly. Like, I get that some people enjoy, like, oh, yeah, like, you put the, like, sticker tattoos on. But, like, That's not what his dad is trying to achieve. That's
No.
This is something completely different. And when taken in context, this dad is trying to perceive, once again, living vicariously through his son, because you know, like, that's probably something he never got to do, or something that he, you know, like, something that he sees in great football players, and then he admits himself what he's doing. Like, he admits what he's doing right here. Like, he literally calls himself out. He's like, I do it for people like you.
Yeah,
so
and Matt goes,
like,
what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I fucking like, love Matt because he don't take no shit.
Exactly.
He don't take no shit.
He's like,
he goes,
I do it for the media. I do it for the media. And I'm like, there you go. That is all the proof that we need to put you up on a poster and say, do not be like this dude. If you are a dad, you know, Father's Day is coming up. I gotta say, man, like, happy Father's Day to happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. But like,
all the dads that don't fucking exploit their kids.
This dude should do the opposite. This dude should give his kid a present for Father's Day, like an I'm sorry basket. You know, because like the fact that he's living vicariously and trying to put his son, you know, up for the world to see, you know, like, it's like now the son is gonna have unnecessary backlash. Now the father has created a bed that not only he has to lay in, but his whole entire family has to lay in. And I have a problem with that. Like, you never go to the media and you make a bed for not only yourself. I don't care about yourself. People do that all the time. People go on media and make horrible situations for themselves. But now you have involved your son, your only son, in this. I have an issue with that. I have a huge issue with that. That is bad parenting at its finest. And I don't care who you are telling if you think this is right, I'm sorry. I want to debate with you. If you think this is if you look at this clip and you tell me that this dude is not doing everything, not putting his son in a position where he gains where the dad gains clout, you're straight up wrong. And that is straight up a bad style of parenting.
If you think that fucking way, you're fucking ignorant as fuck. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And you must not have been loved as a child. You know? Like, I'm being serious. Like, the only people that would agree to this fucking dad is people that did not have a dad, or they were never loved as a child. You know? That's me being honest. That's me being raw, you know, and uncut. You know, that's just fucking true.
You know, initially he had something good going here. I'm sorry to cut you off. I really am. But initially he had something good going on here when he said, "This is what the kid wants to do," and then he started motor mouthing, and then he started saying, "Oh, I do it for people like you." That's where he absolutely, like, he went from 0 to like -100 for me. It's like, oh my god, dude! Like, that is the worst thing.
You're proving, you're proving Will Compton's point. You're proving everybody's.
You're proving Coach JB's point. And like I said, I included that clip twice. That wasn't a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I included that clip twice. I forgot I did it, but I included that clip twice for a reason. I wanted you to hear that you can visibly see the backpedaling. You can visibly see this dad going back on his previous statements, and then he comes up and just bares his chest. He says, I do it for clout. And that to me is disgusting. Coach JB right here, put him on a poster, man. Like, and Matt,
put him on a fucking wanted poster for fucking child exploitation.
Number one public enemy right now. Like, you can see it all.
Bro, he is. I looked it up. Like, for those that go on Twitter all the time, look up #Baby Gronk, and you will see the amount of fucking diss on this fucking piece of shit. And I'm sorry to call him that, but there's only so many levels I can handle to where, like, he's on the status of fucking Jimbo Fisher piece of shit, you know? Like, you have to be on that fucking level to you have to be impressively fucking bad to be on that level. And Jimbo Fisher and fucking guy won whatever his fucking Jake San Miguel or whatever the fuck his bitch ass name. I don't know. Well, he's probably not coming on the pod anyway because I'll probably just get mad at him. But yeah, I mean,
dude, like that's the thing, man. Is like, maybe this dude's going through a hard time. You can make up every excuse in the book, but like the fact of the matter is, man, this is straight up. If you're a new parent, this is what bad parenting looks like. Don't ever do this to your kid.
It's funny. Like, I have fucking friends that are just having kids. Caleb just had a kid about a year ago.
Yeah,
he's about to turn 1.
And from what you told me, Caleb is a great example of a parent.
Yeah, K-Dub to me is a fucking great father, and also shout out to Richie Rowley as well. That guy, he's a fucking phenomenal dude. He actually owns his own business in fucking seawall construction, and the motherfucker makes bank. I mentioned this fucking construction company on this podcast, and I guess we're done with the clip, but because I can only handle so much of stupidity.
Yeah,
man.
Me too.
I've watched it so many times.
When we got to the admission, that's when I was like, all right, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Nope, we've seen all we need to see from you. Baby Gronk,
yeah, and also shout out to my boy Jeffrey too. Like he's about to be a dad, and I can tell you already he's gonna be a way better dad than this fucking piece of shit. I've seen fucking terrible dads in my days, but he's on that fucking list of like
this actually makes me want to I'm gonna call my dad after this and tell him what a great dad he is. Because man, I'm serious, man. He never forced me to do football. He never forced me to even, he never forced me to do guitar. Guitar was something I wanted to learn from him, and I still play. But, that's all because he didn't force it on me. It's because he saw it as a way to connect with me, and he was like, well, if you don't want to connect that way, that's fine, But overall, it's a great way for us to connect. It's the thing that I know. And I'm like, okay, Dad, that's great. Well, then I will play with you any day. But the reason I have that mentality is because he did not force that on me. And when I wanted to play football, he supported me all the way. And Dad, if you're watching, like I said, happy Father's Day to you, because I appreciate it. After seeing this idiot, like the fucking Baby Gronk's father, like after seeing that idiot on tape, like thank you so much for not being that. Because that's what a horrible father looks like. And if you're Baby Gronk's father, like I'm calling you out right now. Me and TJ want to have a talk with you. I'm gonna call you out on every single moral that you think you have that you actually don't. I promise you that. And TJ's gonna go off on you. Let me tell you what. TJ, what are your final thoughts on this, man? Like I feel disgusted watching the clip. To be honest with you.
Well, if any college, including my own college, that I fucking love and respect, the University of Texas. If any fucking university, well, I'm talking about the athletic department anyway, not the university itself. I still love my Longhorns.
Hell yeah.
I still love college football. I will never shy away from football. But if you're a podcaster, if you're a fucking coach, if you're anybody that tries to fucking get in contact to this guy and not confront him for his shit, and you're just doing it for fucking likes on fucking Instagram or fucking Twitter or fucking anything on TikTok, then you're just as guilty as that fucking guy. From here on out, forget the fucking past. I'm talking about for here on out. Yeah. And you know what's fucked up? I can't really blame the colleges. I really can't, because it's a kid wanting to wear fucking pads and shit. I get it. I get that portion, but They should have restricted him for even saying that.
Yeah.
They should have, like, if that's true about Arizona, they should have fucking restricted him from saying, or reframed him from saying that. Yeah. Like, you need to take this post down for fucking saying that. You know, like, shit like that. And, again, I want to piggyback off of J-Mo here, talking about Father's Day. Dad, if you're watching this, I appreciate for everything that you've done for me. Even though me and you butt heads every once in a while, I appreciate everything that you've done for me, especially my youth football career, because you pushed me, but you never pushed me to where we're fucking videotaping or none of that. For one, we didn't have the technology. For two, we didn't need that. We were fucking hard workers. We are hard workers. Like I'm saying this right now. Fucking, if there's any youth football players that are trying to be like this, you can't. And no. I'm sorry, the whole baby dicks thing, no, don't do it. Do not fucking do it. Yeah. You know, and Blaze, I don't know. There's a youth football player named Blaze. He's a fucking fast kid. I hope your dad's not like him. Yeah. Just trying to clout chase like that. This is all on the dad. You know, and
the kid is not at fault here. We want to clarify.
No, the kid is not at fault at all. I feel pity for the kid.
I do too. Yeah.
And really Mr. San Miguel, if you're watching this, yes, I said you were a piece of shit. Yes, I said what I said. And I'm not going to back down from what I said.
Yeah.
You're in Frisco, Texas. I'm in Rockport, Texas. Let's have a sit down. Let's have a chat. You know? I will grill you. I will.
Come on the show. Come on the show. We'll grill you right here, man. Because... Yeah.
And honestly, if you just want me to fucking grill you, that's even better, because I'll
happily do that. I'll sit back and I'll let TJ go at him.
Yeah. Mr. San Miguel, like, and if you want your son on the pod, I'm gonna ask him tough questions, man. Like, serious questions that I want you out of the fucking room when I'm asking. Because at the end of the day, that kid needs to fucking learn that what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you need to learn what you're doing is wrong. You can market your kid. I don't care. I'm not telling you how to parent. I'm not a parent. As a matter of fact, I'm a dog parent. My thing is this. It's too far when you exploit your children.
Yeah.
And I saw your interview with Coach JB. Shout out to Coach JB again for allowing me to do that.
100%.
To give J-Mo the fucking the clip.
Thank you for that.
And to work on that. J-Mo, hell of a job on that clip, by the way.
Thank you.
Because I couldn't send the whole fucking video. It chopped it up to 3 bits and fucking excuse me. Yeah. So
well, we saw what we needed to see.
Yeah. Let me just say that right now. I don't handle things well when somebody's kid, like I'm getting hot right now thinking about it.
Me too.
I don't handle shit well when somebody's kid feels like they don't want to be in, they're fucking uncomfortable, you know? I hate that for that kid. And you know, you can feed the lies, you can feed me bullshit. I'll just tell you you're full of shit. You're full of shit. And if you want to challenge me, I'm willing to fucking go at it with you here on the PMP. It doesn't You can come to Rockport, Texas. I don't care. I will send you my fucking address if you fucking dare want to come onto the PMP. We will have a sit down in my living room. I'll bring my fucking monitor, set it on the table. I'm going to tell you right away to your face, I don't like you. And I've told people that really pissed me off. And we'd never met before and they try to be my friend. Fuck you, you're not my friend. We're just here to talk, you know? And I've cut friends off that way. They try to be my friend. After talking shit behind my back and not being a man and fucking telling me they don't want to be my friend, I tell them fuck off. You know? But I'm telling you right now, if you see this fucking video and if it's just you that wants to come down and you want to get into a shouting match with me, I'm cool with that. You have no idea who you're fucking dealing with if you fucking choose to fucking come onto the PMP. You know, it's open invitation if you decide to come. I know you DM a lot of fucking people, you know, and it's okay to not DM us because we're not that big. But if we get big and you decide to come on, just watch this fucking video. Watch the last two fucking TJ's talk boxes, you know, and I'm gonna fucking bury you if you fucking come on. Let's just say that. Moving on.
Yeah.
So there's another topic that we need to talk about. And this is gonna be the last topic for tonight before we go ramble on for another 15-20 minutes before we go off. So there's a deal going on in Arizona that I think I shared it with you.
You did.
Isaiah Simmons he's converting to defensive back. What does this mean for the Cardinals defense? Should they consider converting linebackers into defensive backs more? You know what? I'm gonna give you a good example of what to do and what not to do. What to do? DeMarvion Overshown, you know, he was too big to play safety. Moved down to outside linebacker for Texas. Ended up being a fucking wreck, or not a wrecking shot. I would say he was a pretty damn good fucking linebacker for Texas, and soon to be great linebacker for Dallas. What not to do? Send a 6'4", 238-pound linebacker playing from Clemson to fucking play defensive back because of the simple fact that fucking Buda Baker requested a trade because your shitty organization cannot fucking handle themselves. You know, Arizona has become a fucking shithole. You know, I don't give a fuck what they do anymore. I really don't. They fucking buried themselves ever since they got Kyler Murray. They tried to build that fucking offense around him. Did not work. He's too busy playing fucking Fortnite, Call of Duty with this fucking team. I don't fucking know what team he's on. J-Mo probably knows what team he's on. You know? He's up there with fucking Baby Gronk's dad and fucking Jimbo once it comes to pieces of shit. You know? But, I mean, for Arizona, they are struggling. And it looks like they're about to fucking tank harder than anybody that I have ever seen. The last time I've seen anybody tank like that was the Detroit Lions. And they fucking went winless. So I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona goes winless here. I would not be surprised. But I have seen linebackers convert to safety. I have been a fucking linebacker. A middle linebacker that converted into a safety. That didn't work out. So then I moved down to Ingleside. They converted me into a cornerback. which is a lot harder than fucking safety.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
So, I had to learn how to be a fucking corner. My junior year was great. My senior year was shit, you know. And rest is history, you know. I've had some good moments at corner, but at the same time, I wanted to be middle linebacker. That's all I ever wanted to be. I wanted to be a middle linebacker and running back, but I ended up being a fucking corner. But I never told my coaches that I hated corner. But I respect the corner position, and I stayed with it because I trusted the process behind it. I just wasn't fast enough. I was just too physical. Baby Gronk's dead. Okay, we good?
We're back. We're back. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, that was either Baby Gronk's dad or fucking Arizona. But yeah, I just totally disagree with this move. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it, J-Mo? Do you have any thoughts on fucking Isaiah Simmons going to defensive back at all?
Well, let me say this, man. This reminds me of another player who did this actually successfully, and you're gonna strap in because you're gonna love this one. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody remember Von Miller?
Oh yeah, Von Miller.
Von Miller, Texas A&M, fucking defensive lineman for 3 years. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I actually respect Von Miller.
Oh, I do too. 2013, he went to go visit soldiers in Afghanistan. That touches my heart, man. Being a military member, that touches my heart. He was one of several players that went to go actually visit soldiers in Afghanistan. That's a big move from NFL players. That's amazing. So you've already got my hard-earned respect for doing that alone. Being in a position of popularity and choosing to go support our military and the people that are deployed overseas. I've been one of those people. I know how shitty it is. TJ's been one of those people. We know how shitty it is. So mad respect when it comes to Von Miller.
Being in one of those detachments fucking sucks.
It does. But you know, it's great seeing players
you know what the beauty of that is?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, you have a fucking small little family that everybody's in that situation, but we just got fucking deal with each other and deal with everybody else.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing, man. Von Miller is too big or too small for the defensive line, but he was still a beast when it came to being a defensive lineman. What did they do? Oh yeah, he was fast.
He was fucking shredding every fucking offensive lineman.
Oh yeah, but what did they do? They moved him to linebacker, and the rest, like you said, the rest is history. Yeah. History, man.
Fucking
yeah.
Now that's a different scenario in my opinion because
right,
like
because
he could move like an outside linebacker. That's why Denver did that, you know. And,
well, it wasn't. Texas A&M actually did that, and then Denver.
Oh yeah,
was like,
A&M actually did that. You're right.
Yeah, because his senior year, he was a linebacker. You're good.
You're coming along. I'm just fucking still stewed up about that fucking piece of shit father. But,
me too. I'm mad. I'll give you another example though that I just thought about. Terrell Pryor. Boom.
Yes.
Terrell
So
Pryor.
quarterbacks that convert into wide receiver. I love the story behind it. Or Ryan Tannehill, wide receiver converted quarterback.
Perfect.
Also an Aggie. Okay. Yeah. And I really don't like to talk nice about Aggies, but Ryan Tannehill was a fucking beast wide receiver.
Yeah.
And he ended up being a pretty decent quarterback, a well-balanced quarterback in the league. So
yeah.
And when I first saw that move by A&M putting Ryan Tannehill back there, I said, that's a fucking genius move because he's a fucking wide receiver that he already knows the routes. He already knows how to fucking attack the fucking zone.
Yeah.
You already know attack the fucking zone. Like, That's fucking big right there.
I'll give you one more example.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is an example you brought up earlier in the podcast, or I think actually, no, you brought it up when we were talking about Mississippi State. I think you know where I'm going with this. Lamar Jackson was preparing to be a running back, right?
At Baltimore, right?
At Baltimore. He was preparing in the draft to be a running back. And then they made what I consider the best move of all time, keeping him at quarterback. Because, man, let me tell you something.
That's not a conversion. That's a I'm saving your fucking career moment.
yeah. Well, but I mean, he was such. But imagine how lethal he would have been even as a running back.
Oh, dude.
You know.
But my only thing with that is, you gotta take in consideration for injuries once it comes to Lamar, dude. Like, he's very lethal with his feet, but keeping him at quarterback would probably be the safest way to go.
Oh yeah, and you
especially with the offense that they run at Baltimore. But
those are all examples of this done right.
Yeah,
you know,
but this, no, I do not agree with this.
I don't either.
238 pounds at defensive back. What the fuck are you gonna do? You're just gonna fucking push the tight end? What kind of defensive back is that? You know, like he's a good coverage linebacker. I will give him that.
Yeah.
But you need to stick to your fucking position, Isaiah Simmons. Unless you lose 30 fucking pounds of fucking fat or whatever you have, because you're a fucking beast linebacker.
And
I would.
Yeah. Let me tell you the first thought that I have in my mind when it comes to defensive backs. Are you ready? Let me tell you the first person that comes into my mind. Troy Polamalu. 5'10", almost 185 pounds. The best defensive back, in my opinion, bar none. You could throw anybody in there. The most athletic defensive back that I have ever seen in my entire life. Not just because he comes from Pittsburgh. Go on YouTube, watch his clips. I encourage you, go on YouTube, watch his clips.
I would have to say Sean Taylor. Taylor.
Okay.
He's a better fucking safety. But also, my man Brian Dawkins was a little better.
Brian Dawkins was aggressive as hell. I'll say that.
I fucking loved Brian Dawkins. You know, he could have converted into a fucking nickel linebacker, you know?
Well, and that's the thing. That's the point I'm trying to make, you know? Like, defensive backs converted to linebackers is one thing. Linebackers.
Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu could have easily been a fucking nickel linebacker, dude.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. On the blitz,
just
he
imagine,
was deadly.
Like Polamalu, to me, yeah, he's up there in safeties.
Yeah.
But he was one of those cats that you didn't expect him to fucking hit you until you felt it, you know.
But
you saw him spring out like a fucking cat. You know?
And that's what I loved about him. Yeah, and that's what made him who he was. When he lost that athleticism, he stopped, and I think that's a good point to stop. That's a good point where you're like, I'm done. The only worry I have now is when am I going to get into the Hall of Fame? But
I think he's too humble for that, dude. Like,
he was 100% humble.
He's fucking humble, dude. But
but he
made a joke about Pat McAfee about the C gap.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's the reason why Pat there's Polamalu's reasoning on knowing how Pat McAfee was good, or knowing what the play was, and Pat McAfee audibling into a fucking field goal. Like Pat said, this was not going to change until Polamalu, is what he calls him, Polamalu, filled in the fucking C gap. And I said, fuck it, we're kicking it. because Pat McAfee is from Pittsburgh, and he was gonna run it into the touchdown in his home crowd, you know.
But he knew who was back there, and that's.
Do you want to know the reason why? Because here's what Palomalo said at first. He said because fucking Pat was smiling.
Yeah.
He's smiling in the sidelines, and he was like, "Oh, I got you." But no, it was Dennis Allen, the special teams coordinator for Pittsburgh at the time.
Yeah.
Pat was fucking heated about this. He was he's over there sitting there eating his fucking bubble gum, chewing it. Just, you see that, Palomalo? He's gonna run it in the C gap.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Palomalo filled in that C gap, and Pat, the rest is history, man.
Yeah, he did.
Pat never scored a touchdown in Pittsburgh, so
man,
he never got the moment.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I like. If I ever, like, whenever I was a kid, like, there's times in my life where we thought we were gonna move out of Central Texas before we actually did. There was one point where I thought we were gonna play my old town, you know, and I would have wanted to fucking score in my hometown if I was playing against them, you know. Like, the closest I got to that, man, was playing in a town called Chilton, and probably one of the fucking most challenging fucking defensive games I have ever played in as a cornerback.
Yeah.
I am fucking 5'6", 5'7" at the time.
Yeah.
What am I guarding? A fucking 6'4" black kid.
Yeah.
That had hops, had bigger hands, had bigger everything, you know, like just fucking.
You want to elaborate?
Bro, like what the fuck? You know, but he only got one catch off of me, so fuck him. And and he mossed me. I will give him that. He mossed me, and I was fucking pissed about it.
So you see, that's okay. So I'll bring that up. I'll bring that up to I guess kind of like bring it full circle. That's my point, right? You want 6'3", 6'4", 230-pound people to be your linebackers. It's not a question of if he is fast enough. Because no doubt in my mind, Isaiah Simmons is 100% fast enough. He's one of the best linebackers that they have out there.
4.4 speed.
Yeah,
4.4 speed. Come on, man.
But he is a linebacker because his size gives him an advantage against tight ends, against linemen. You know, his size gives him the advantage to fight. You know, and that's my thing, man. Like, it's not that putting him at defensive back would be or how am I trying to say this? It wouldn't be an advantage to, I guess, the defensive backs as much as it would be a disadvantage to the linebackers that you have there now. That's what I'm trying to say. Is it throws your linebackers through a loop because now they have to cover down. It's like
they got to fill in that void, you know.
Yeah.
And Isaiah Simmons, if you look back at his stats this past season, he was one of the top premier linebackers. One of the top premier linebackers in the NFC. You know, and I hate to break it to the kid because I think this was his want, you know, and his choice.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a defensive back, bro. You're fucking too tall and you're too heavy.
And you're too valuable. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're too valuable for the position. So,
yeah.
I wish these NFL cats would just fucking listen to their coaches. Because once you get paid up in the big league, because you do get paid quite a bit more than the NIL, you just lose your fucking brain, dude. You really do.
It's you know, that's the thing, man. It's like I hate saying this out of context. This is gonna sound really wrong.
We could get off the thoughts now. We're done with this subject.
Yeah, size size matters, man. Size
Yeah.
matters. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
that is all
I
I'm gonna
agree.
say. Like, size matters, and if you don't think that you're valuable at linebacker, reevaluate. Look at your season, and look how much of an impact you make. So that's all I got to say.
See how much of an impact. See how much of an impact you made on your team. Don't
exactly. That's what
don't-
matters.
I don't disagree that you're trying to improve the team, but you're also hindering it. Like when Roshan Johnson changed from quarterback to running back, he didn't do that to hinder the team. He did that to fucking fill in the hole in the running back department. You know?
Exactly.
And look at him now. He's on the depth chart for the Bears as a running back.
Yeah.
Like that helped his fucking college career because I guarantee he wouldn't have started over Sam Ehlinger or fucking Casey Thompson, you know,
Yeah.
or Quinn Ewers. You know, he played
Yeah.
his last season in Texas last year, so
Yeah.
and you know I respect what Isaiah Simmons is trying to do, but it's hindering the team.
Yeah.
But that's my final thoughts on that. But man, what a show!
Yeah.
A lot of rants. Got a clip. Coach JB, I appreciate you for helping us out on that. I do. I appreciate everything that he has done in his career. I actually want him on the podcast. That would be fun.
That'd
On the
be
Talkbox.
amazing.
Yeah, if me, you, and Caleb and Coach JB were all
Oh man,
that would be electric.
that
Like,
would be sick, man.
JB would
Awesome.
JB would give us some old school talk. Don't get me wrong. I know his I watched his show. He will give us that old school talk and he will tell us some truth. That motherfucker's real. So
Well, if I can,
yeah.
let me tell you something, man. Like, Coach JB,
Yeah.
if you're watching this, which you like the tweet, so hopefully you're watching this, man. Let me tell you how much work this dude has put into my left, man. Like, he's awesome at talking about college football, NFL. He knows it all, and man, he's got a good moral center. Like I said, I serve with him. He's a Navy guy. He's trying to do what he, wants to do now, man. Like, it would be awesome. It would be great if you could just come talk to him. Like I said, you could take my spot. Like just him. I would love to see that. That would be amazing. Coach JB and TJ going at it, man. I produce the hell out of that, bro. Like that is what I want is for TJ to get his, and honestly, he's great at talking about football. He's great about talking about these kind of issues, like the issue that we're having with Baby Gronk, or Isaiah Simmons, or bring it back, even the Twitch issue. Like the way he reacted, I was like, I completely agree. He made some solid points. So man, TJ's been working hard at this, man, and he does. If nothing else, just. You got to talk to this man. He's a wonderful dude to talk to. Like I said, I've served with him, and when you serve with somebody, you've seen the best and the worst of somebody. And so I can vouch for TJ, man. If you're watching this, Coach JB, please consider it, man. Please consider talking to this dude because he's an amazing dude, and you will not be sorry. Let me tell you that. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. That was kind of unexpected, but I really appreciate that.
I got you, brother, and I mean every word for sure.
Yeah, same thing goes with JMO, man. He's a good dude, man. And I know Coach JB's not into that fucking video game shit and Twitch shit, but
I want him to let me have it. I want him to tell me I'm a fucking weep. I mean, look at all my Destiny shit, bro. I want him to let me pull up the Steam comment of somebody calling me a fucking weeb ass, bro. Like I want somebody to call me out on that shit, bro.
But in all seriousness, I mean, having Coach JB on the Pigskin Mafia podcast would just elevate this fucking podcast. I mean, I'm not doing this for fucking clout or none of that shit.
No.
I just want to fucking spread my fucking knowledge of the game. And if not, I want to learn more from Coach JB too. Like, we can learn, like, he probably will say, Well, I don't fucking need to learn from anybody right now. You know what I mean? But I respect the fuck out of Coach JB.
Oh,
Like,
me too, man.
I don't give a fuck about the controversy. They're fucking pussies for fucking doing that to him in Independence. I mean, listen, dude, fucking, I fucking he likes my tweets in Instagram comments from time to time. I don't expect anybody to just fucking pop up like the Booby Miles interview the first time. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah,
I honestly thought he was gonna blow me off, but no, he came on. We chopped it up with me, K Dub, and Booby. You know, it's still the highest fucking viewage, and it's still going.
Oh yeah,
because for one, people grew up watching Friday Night Lights, and having the real Booby Miles on this podcast really elevated it to, oh shit, they're actually trying to bring people in, you know?
Yeah.
But like, it's really hard to have the confidence to ask people to come in because the amount of subscribers and the amount of views that you actually get, you know, but I don't really give a fuck about that anymore. I just care about fucking spreading knowledge of the fucking game of football for the love of the fucking game of football, man. Because
that's our motto, man.
Because of the simple fact that people are fucking too worried about the outside world right now, the real world shit, when they need to focus on, they need to fucking just relax and fucking have a good time. They can fucking criticize me all they want on how well I'm doing or how shitty I am. As long as I'm providing y'all content and I get fucking feedback, I don't care.
Yeah.
And if it's constructive criticism, I'm cool with that. I would love constructive criticism. So far, shit's been going well.
That's good.
You know, like I haven't had one fucking bit of anything, you know, but also Coach Eric Martin from fucking Seminole, Florida, he came on, you know, and I fucking respect the fuck out of him too. I haven't heard from him in quite some time, but I respect him, you know. He's a good dude. Like he does this thing called OMW recruiting. Helps kids out same way as these guys I know, Matt and David McHugh. They're high school coaches as well, but they run camps and they fucking try to help these kids down here in South Texas. Specifically the Coastal Bend, but and then I mean it's just one of those things where I feel like if we had Coach JB on this show, not only will it elevate it, but it would be one of those moments where, damn, we actually got somebody that fucking knows their shit, and they are fucking good people, man. Like, and I'm not saying that my last guests or any of that didn't know their shit. I'm just saying that having an actual coach, like an actual fucking football coach, in college that did recruiting in college, knows the understanding of recruiting, and that would help me out a lot more, honestly. I need more help on the recruiting aspect. I don't know shit about recruiting. I don't know shit about the transfer portal, except for the fact that people transfer in and out, and I talk about rankings. That's all. But to get the idea of how all of it works would be tremendous, and I think Coach JB would be a prime example of it. And I mean, even Matt McChesney, you know, if we could get him on too at some point. And I can tell you one thing, me and him, I love listening to that guy. Every time he comes on the Coach JB show, he's brutally honest. He is blunt. And he knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's been in the league.
Yeah. And anybody who's been in the league is going to have an amazing opinion because guess what? They've been in the league. And let me just go on to say, and let me help here. I feel like it's natural that they come on at this point because, like, man, like I said, we talk about football and nothing but on this podcast, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's, you know, Coach JB. I feel like I said before, he would not be sorry if he popped on the podcast, knowing as much as you know about football, and you know, the chance to teach, you know. The chance to teach you and something you might not know. I mean, that's one thing we both learned in the Navy, right? Is you always
learn
take the opportunity. Exactly, dude. Like you always take the chance to learn. You know? And that's and you know that's the thing. It's only natural that you come on this point. I feel like you've gotten there. I feel like Coach JB would, you know, it would be an honor to have him on the podcast, especially
absolutely
you know, y'all two talking. So
absolutely, you know, and I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if it was just me and him or me and K-Dub on, you know, and K-Dub would learn a lot from this guy. Like
y'all both would, yeah. Y'all both
like
would.
I love fucking 1980s football and 1970s football, and Coach JB lived through that shit, you know, and I think he would learn a lot from Coach JB, like as far as old heads are concerned. And when I say old heads, I mean like fucking old school football, because K-Dub, he's more of a newer style, like in the early, I would say the late 90s to the early 2000s is when he really enjoyed that football, like that era of football.
Yeah.
But nowadays the fucking game is so fucking pussyfied, you know, and I've said it multiple times on this fucking show, but yeah, I mean, we're not a fucking big podcast, but if Coach JB does end up coming on here and fucking steals a show, I would not fucking care. I would just be enjoying life at that point.
Me too. It would be an honor to see me talk. You talk. It would be an honor for me to see you talking with him and you flourish, and you know, see what he has to offer, because I feel like he has a lot to offer. And that's I don't.
Oh,
say that
absolutely. I mean, everybody has something to offer at some point in their life, you know, and you know, I'm like I said, I don't know if it was last live stream or this live stream. Like I said, I want to be the next Josh Pate. I want to be the next JB. I want to be the next Pat McAfee. You know, I want my own show. Just not saying that all these guys do, but I want my own fucking network. You know, JB has his own fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to be able to be known as a fucking football influencer and all that, just like JB, just like Pat, just like fucking Taylor Lewan, you know. So and Will Compton too. I mean, why the hell not, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm already doing stuff down here for fucking high school football, you know, and I don't mean to fucking throw it as a brag or anything. If people take it that way, go ahead. But I've done commentary for one game. I have interviewed down here.
You're good. Baby Gronk's dad is striking again.
Oh, fuck him. But yeah, I have interviewed coaches. I have been to fucking camps now, to where Jeez, why are we skipping so much?
We're fine. We're good. You're fine.
Okay, good. But yeah, I've done shit down here that I never thought I would do 3 years ago when I got out of the Navy, or 4 years ago now, fixing to be, in September. Congratulations to me, right? But
good achievement. I know what that feels like now.
You'll get there. But about 4 years ago, when I first got out of the Navy, I never thought I would even be close to doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
When I first heard about podcasting down here, I was like, this is some of the stupidest shit I have ever heard in my entire life. But then I've had a couple conversations with people. Shout out to Gabriel Trevino from the Gridiron 64 podcast.
Oh yeah, he
brought
does an amazing job. Amazing job. I've seen some of his.
Yeah. He brought me in when I felt uncomfortable talking about fucking NFL. I remember it like it was day one. It was like predicting games, and I was just going into character, and I was like, okay, it's like Clash of Titans or whatever. And he wouldn't allow cussing for some reason, but I respected it because I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I got the idea of creating my own podcast and having my own crew. So the PMP was born. K-Dub came up with the name Pigskin Like, I wanted a mafia name, and he came up with Pigskin Mafia.
Good name.
Like, fucking hell, K-Dub. So he is the co-founder. For people that don't know, he is the co-founder. I am a co-founder. It just so happens that I'm on here every time, because he's always busy, and I don't have children. I don't have a wife. I just have a dog.
Which we get that.
Yeah, and we totally get that, you know. And I fucking love that family, dude. Like, I'm the fucking uncle, you know, and I fucking love that role, you know. And shit like this, where we ask another person, another podcaster, or just anybody to help us out in any way, and see the progression of how this fucking show goes, because it's about to be a show now. It's very humbling. It really is. I mean, I'm just speaking about it now, how humbling it is, because I'm realizing, holy fuck, we just did something that I never thought I would ever do.
Yeah.
Actually talk to somebody that was a fucking college coach, let alone a Netflix series coach, you know? I mean, it's very humbling. It really is. And I really appreciate all the support that I have with this podcast. And I really appreciate Coach JB for allowing us to talk about this subject with his clippings, you know. And I know JB's probably not watching right now, but he'll probably watch later, because he is out in Vegas right now living his fucking life. So rightfully so, because we've been to Reno before. We know how that fucking rolls.
I'm in Reno right now. Well, currently.
He's about to be in the fucking school, so he's about to get even more fucked up.
You already know.
But in all seriousness, I really do appreciate JB for every little interaction that we've done. JB, I really appreciate you. Even if it's just likes or even commenting on what disagreement that we have, and it's respectful too. It's not like, oh, I fucking hate your guts because I fucking disagree with you. No, it's fucking valid disagreements that we argue about, and we just go about our day. And I really appreciate that, man. Like the little things that people do. People don't realize that the little things that people do for somebody make a difference in their life, you know, and that's what I try to do. I'm not saying that nobody else does it better than I do, because nobody's perfect by any means, but
Nah, man,
fucking with JMO here, with K-Dub, sticking around for a while, man. For as long as K-Dub has been around, and I love that man to death. He's like, he is my brother. He really is my brother. Like, people do not understand when I say my brother, he is my brother, you know. So we fucking grew up. He knows all the he knows my all the downs and the ups. Like, we grew up in a fucking podunk town, so I get where JB's coming from, and I'm pretty sure JB would understand where I'm coming from. Like,
oh yeah,
so that's why I respect JB so much, because I feel like he would understand where we're coming from, and I can totally understand where he's coming from as far as his past lives, or his past, you know, before he became a coach, you know. And I may have not lived in the city, but there's a lot of similarities from a small town from in a city. People just don't realize it and don't talk about it.
yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. It may have just sounded like a bunch of BS for some idiots out there, some ignorant fucks out there, but I just wanted to throw that out there. And yeah. And when I get fucking very opinionative about a certain subject, and I know they're gonna be fucking ignorant as fuck when I'm talking to them in person, I can say what they are, because that's what they're gonna end up being in our podcast. So that's why I said what I said about Baby Gronk's dad. So I appreciate you coming on, JMO,
Yeah.
tonight. I mean,
know,
we
brother.
had a fucking long podcast tonight. With the TJ's talking box, you know, or talk box. Jesus, I need to still
No,
get the
you're
name.
good. I like that name too. TJ's Talking Box.
Episode 2. But
yeah.
But yeah, man, I really appreciate y'all watching. For those that are still watching, I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedules. I know it's 11:31 p.m. my time and probably 9:31 your time.
9:31 my time, yeah. But hey, man, it's totally worth it. I want to point out too, we already got 4 likes on the video, so thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Fuck yeah, I appreciate that, guys.
A lot, man. Appreciate that a lot,
Yeah.
you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. If you have a fucking grandma or a grandpa that likes football, share this shit to them.
Hell yeah.
If you got a cousin named Hector, send it to him. I don't know. I'm just.
If you know Baby Gronk's dad, share this with him.
Jesus, yes. Shout out to Will Compton.
Oh man. All right.
Hashtag cockbowl.
Hashtag cockbowl. Oh, also be looking out for us. I'm working on being able to stream on TikTok as well. So and other platforms too. Not Twitch for the time being. I'm gonna let
that's on hold for now.
Yeah. We'll probably but there is. Go ahead.
It's a possibility that we might go to Kick.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We will talk about that more. We're gonna have a little meeting, me, JMO, and K-Dub, and we're gonna discuss what we need to do to branch out more besides YouTube.
I think you know, and I'm gonna what is it that what's the word that I'm thinking of, like when promote. There we go. I don't know why I had a struggle with that word. But I'm gonna promote
I think it's because it's late at night and we have
it's almost 10.
2 hour almost 2 hour podcast.
This has been a golden 2 hours though, man. Let me tell you what. And I'm gonna go ahead and promote I think we should do that on a podcast. I really think we should. So that way the public knows what's going on. You know.
Yeah.
That way,
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think we should do that on a me, you, and K-Dub on a podcast. So that way that our fans know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever K-Dub gets the time and not effort, but the time to come on, he'll come on. He has a new look, guys. Stay tuned for that.
Oh,
Fucking,
heck yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's just say that Jorge Masvidal has left the building and Clean Cut K-Dub is back. And
he's giving me all
y'all don't know. Y'all don't know unless you lived in fucking Moody, Texas. Clean Cut Caleb has not been around for a long fucking time. and Jorge Masvidal has been on this podcast. Not actual Jorge Masvidal, but yeah, fucking K-Dub's long hair is officially gone. But I wanted him to come on and surprise everybody because
it's still gonna be a shocker. Don't get that. It's
still gonna be a shocker because everybody expected to see such a fucking hairball out of a guy, but I guess he got tired of everybody fucking saying cut your hair, and he just decided to cut it. But yeah. Before I go, I want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for watching. Stay tuned for the next fucking podcast. So what I'm gonna try to do, JMO, for the Mountain West Conference, that'll be the next preview.
Yep.
We're gonna do that Sunday.
Okay. Sunday.
Monday. What's the conference after that? I am so stupid.
The conference after that, you can actually see the schedule on Instagram, on TJ's Instagram, on the PMP's page.
Yes.
The conference
Twitter.
after that, I believe, is the Pac-12. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. And we need some fucking Pac-12 music on that, and we will talk about that.
Oh, we'll get that going. We'll get that going. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Pac-12. It is the Pac-12. So.
Fuck yeah, man. Fucking. We're gonna have to go fucking LA in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like fucking NWA, Louisiana or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fun experience and talking about the Pac-12 because I actually like the Pac-12. You know,
I do too.
But it is turned into the fucking what they hate, the Big 12.
True.
Yeah, but man, we'll come back on Sunday night.
And for those of you who pay attention to the schedules, I want to say that the socials will be updated. I'll get to work on that tonight, so that way y'all have a better outlook on what to expect. Also, understand, first of all, I want to say on the first podcast, there's some audio issues. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. That's on me. I have been going through a little bit of, a rocky schedule, but we're human. We make mistakes. Just like
nobody's perfect.
Yeah. And we try to catch ourselves, but you know what? I still firmly believe that this podcast has gone, miles as far as growth. And that's all thanks to you guys, And I know TJ appreciates the hell out of it. I know coming on, as recent as I have, I still appreciate the hell out of it because, that lets me know that you guys appreciate my work and and appreciate the work that TJ's doing too, because TJ is the heart and soul of this podcast. I want to clarify that. So, but both of us
not trying to butter me up.
We both work hard on this, So
yeah,
we appreciate that. We appreciate that. So
yeah, most
definitely.
Us
know that we're doing. So thank you for sticking with us. Get that a lot. You got any closing thoughts, TJ?
No, I think I'm done for tonight. I talked my fucking jaw off tonight, dude.
Me too. Me too. I was.
I
not
need to
expecting
wire
that.
it shut.
I'm gonna go
no, I
ahead
do.
and pull a Tony Reale here. Ooh yeah.
But no, I need to get my dog ready for bed. I gotta wake up early in the morning. Fucking.
I gotta go get something to eat. I got a headache, man.
Oh, dude. I'm thinking about grabbing some grub real quick. Anyway,
Midnight
so
snack. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Let's close it out, buddy.
I gotta be up in 4 hours anyway. So fuck it.
Gosh.
But stay tuned for Sunday night when we talk about Father's Day. Talk about Father's Day because it is going to be Father's Day, a Father's Day podcast special. And we're going to talk about the Mountain West Conference. This conference is one of the best Group of 5 conferences, if not the best, besides the American. Kind of competing with the Sun Belt Conference in that regard. But I fairly enjoy the Mountain West Conference, and it's a mixture of what the Western Athletic Conference was and also the Mountain West Conference is joint together into the Mountain West. So, but yeah, I am excited for. I am excited. Jesus, I am excited, folks. I am excited for the next 3 days of podcasting. But Tuesday will be a doubleheader again. We will have the Monday will be the Pac-12. Tuesday will be the SEC conference, along with, and yeah, this is JMO's fucking conference now, so I got to be careful with what I say.
Hey, you can say whatever you want about all the teams that don't start with K.
Look, you know I'm brutally honest, man. So
that's all right. That's all right.
But no, in all, enough with the Gaga. So yeah, we will have 4 fucking podcasts in a span of 3 days. So we might be burnt out. So we'll take a little break after that Tuesday. Get back to work on the fucking 28th. Once we talk about the Sun Belt Conference, easier conference to talk about. Well, I wouldn't say easier. I'm just saying like not as I don't want to say this in regards of being a dickhead, but not as it has less importance than the SEC and Pac-12 right now, because the Pac-12 does have members leaving, more than USC and UCLA, possibly some more, and then the SEC, they're gonna be packed. But and then June 29th we'll finish off with the college football preview with the FBS Independence on June 29th. Yeah, I just think this is gonna be fucking crazy, dude. For the next, this is a brutal schedule. Like most of the Mid-American Conference, this is gonna be a brutal schedule. So we could come out as Georgia, but we could also come out as fucking Akron. So I don't know, but thank you guys for watching tonight's video or live stream. Thank you guys for paying attention to all what's going on with the PMP and everything. Without y'all, I wouldn't have gotten JMO. Without y'all, I wouldn't have gotten Kada. Without y'all, you wouldn't have gotten the PMP. I'm just a guy that talks. I'm just a guy that shoots my shit and thinks I know everything. But at the end of the day, I'm better than you, and you know it. We are the greatest podcast in fucking YouTube. And we are the PMP. Good night. Mwah, and good night. Bang. Good night, everybody. Disappear like David Blaine.